Shortly after Harry's peculiar hypnosis session, Evie finally arrived at Everhart Manor.
Prospect Road 5. Here it is. Professor Everhart. It's me, Evangeline. Wait. What is going on here? Professor? Is everything all right?
Most people would have turned away and left, but not Evangeline Drayton. She had been waiting for months to talk with the professor. No way was she letting it slip away. So, she decided to climb over the walls of the Everhart Manor.
Ugh. This looks like something straight out of Tales from the Crypt. Hey, that window is open. Professor Everhart. It's me, Evangeline. This fellow really looks like the professor, but it's not him. The Everhart children, Harrison, Madeline, Richard, and Donna. That must be Elizabeth Everhart. She looks sad. It appears the Everharts have been quite well off for generations. Or so they used to be. Wow, look at the size of this library. It's almost as big as Miskatonic's.
Actually, it wasn't even a third the size of Miskatonic's library, but young people can be terribly impressionable at times.
Good thing the skull is fake. Ugh. Rich people definitely had weird ways of entertaining themselves. Is this young man Professor Everhart? Does look like him. There's something written in Latin on his frame. Non possumus. Dyer was my applied geophysics professor. He was very strict. Strange character. What on earth happened here? Troubling absences in my memory. That's exactly how I felt during those 3 months of 1956. This must be the professor's office. Astrology is the most utterly stupid thing I've ever come across. Nora and Harry? The professor was married. Professor had another appointment today. With a therapist. Despite his tone, this Bowen fella doesn't seem particularly friendly. Professor Everhart doesn't look so intimidating in that portrait. Books in different languages. Spanish, Italian, German, Latin. Looks like one is missing. Greenhouse and the mausoleum. Darn it, this door is locked.
Evangeline had never pictured the professor as anything but a hermit. Certainly not someone his relatives still worried about.
I wish this fireplace was lit. It's bone... I wish this fireplace was lit. It's bone-chilling cold in here. What on earth happened here? Goodness gracious. The professor's taste in literature is nothing if not peculiar. Key. I wonder what this opens. Excellent. Can't see a thing in here. Better turn my flashlight on. Ah, much better. These tools haven't been used in a long time. That explains why the garden was an absolute mess. Good heavens above, would you look at the size of this place? Looks like there's a symbol carved into that bucket. Is that a fish? This vase-like thing with a face engraved on it can be rotated. What kind of madhouse does the professor live in? It's raining cats and dogs here. stone staircase is slippery. No use. It's locked. Hidden room? This is so beautiful. Seems like such a graceful and elegant woman.
Evie certainly had a keen eye for beauty.
this guy was in the army? This definitely looks like the greenhouse key. Oh dear. A dead child. This is simply heartbreaking. The inscription on the frame reads, "In loving memory of our firstborn son, John Everhart Jr." That's from the Bible. Psalm 1, verse 1. This person must have been quite devout. Father, husband, and servant of the people. This must have been the professor's father. Found her path in the shadow of mourning?
Harry rarely spoke of his brother John, mostly because he had never known him. The boy had died years before Harry was born. Still, he believed that tragic incident had played a critical part in his mother's obsession with the occult.
Et voila! The professor really seems to be interested in botany. It appears to be a Spanish edition of the science fiction novel The Future Eve. I'll keep it, just in case. Ripped canvas. The man's definitely a dead ringer for the professor.
Evie's last remarkable trait was her extraordinary memory, a gift I was never blessed with. So allow me, the narrator of this tale, to be the one taking notes. For the sake of clarity, of course.
Looks like the professor's father was involved in politics. There are a lot of pictures of that fireplace, only shadows. Beginning to suspect the old professor's lost a few marbles. Torn canvas. The frame reads, Sed Futura. Such odd totems. Are these fishes? So Professor Everhart set on an expedition to the Pacific. I never pictured him as an adventurer. Wow, this room is really depressing. Someone has ripped the canvas. There's a Latin inscription in its frame. Providere debemus. Driver's license of a certain Manuel Silva. Looks like a shrine of some kind, dedicated to a woman. Under different circumstances, I might have found this song beautiful. But at the moment, it sends a shiver down my spine. wish this fireplace was lit. It's bone-chilling cold in here. I wish this fireplace was lit. It's bone-chilling cold in here. Is this young man Professor Everhart? It does look like him. There's something written in Latin on his frame. Non possumus. Wow. The professor served in U.S. intelligence during the war. Someone lit the fireplace, but this room is still cold. Someone lit the fireplace, but this room is still cold. A ripped canvas. secret compartment?
Evie had never been good with languages, least of all a dead one like Latin. Even so, she managed to grasp the general meaning of the phrase. We can't change the past, but we must anticipate the future.
Unbelievable. There's some kind of secret compartment in the fireplace. Feels like a mystery novel. Looks like a music box of some sort. Definitely like a mystery novel. Ooh, I guess I need to go see what's down there. Professor! 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 What happened? He's knocked out cold. The statuette's broken. And the sphere. Shattered to pieces. I wonder if I...
No! Don't touch it! Don't touch it.
Introductions between strangers are always a bit awkward. But in Evie and Harry's case, things were even more uncomfortable, due to the unusual circumstances under which they had met.
How are you feeling, Professor?
Considering I was assaulted, knocked unconscious, and someone tried to rob me in my own home, I suppose not all that well.
Evie didn't know where to start. So, she took the most formal approach.
We haven't been properly introduced.
I know who you are, Miss Drayton. We had an appointment today. And I can also imagine what it is you want to talk to me about.
Evie was taken aback. He knew? So Professor Everhart had read her letters after all?
I suppose you have some questions for me, so go ahead.
What is, or was, that statuette?
You haven't touched any of the pieces of it, have you?
No. You made that very clear.
Good. Because that black orb is made of...
Harry thought of telling her the orb contained the blood of an elder god that came from beyond time and space. But he chose not to frighten Evie for now.
a very dangerous substance.
I read in a Herald article that the statuette was found in an excavation in Virginia. Is that correct?
Yes. In the caves near the Rappahannock River.
It was led by a professor from Miskatonic, right? Paisley or Presley?
Nathaniel Wingate Peasley.
Yes, Peasley. Do you think it would be possible to speak with him?
No. He passed away a few years ago. Of natural causes. Or so I hope.
Who's responsible for all this?
For the robbery? Dr. Frog in the throat.
Who?
My psychiatrist. Or so I thought. I never should have brought him here. I've been too careless.
Statuette is in pieces. What happened?
I destroyed it.
You destroyed it?
Yes. It was better than letting it fall into the wrong hands.
Evie felt frustrated. After all the effort it had taken to get Professor Everhart to agree to talk with her about that statuette, and on that very day, that curmudgeon shattered the relic into 1,000 pieces.
I thought the statuette was in the Miskatonic archive.
Yes, well, I brought it here for a research project I'm working on. About ancient civilizations.
Harry couldn't come up with a better excuse than that. Because I've hidden it in my own house to keep prying hands from succumbing to the terrifying powers of the elder gods sounded infinitely worse.
Dangerous? What do you mean? Is it toxic?
Worse than that. I've seen people lose their sanity and their health just by coming into contact with that substance.
But there has to be more, right? More of those statuettes.
I really doubt it.
Are you sure? Because I'm convinced of it, Professor.
And why are you so convinced of that?
I've seen them. In my dreams.
What are you talking about?
Dreams about strange and ancient artifacts brought Harry bad memories. For personal reasons.
My dreams. I mentioned them in my letters. You remember? So, I've long dreamed of a place. It's an ancient stone city, hidden in the jungle, from prehistoric times. And there are more statuettes like that one, all holding those black orbs.
Miss Drayton, you better forget about...
So, if Peasley found that statuette in Virginia, maybe there could be more there.
Listen to me, Miss Drayton.
Maybe in those caves I could find more...
Enough of that! How could you be such a fool? Haven't you listened to a single word I've said? Don't you ever think of going near that cave in Virginia.
Professor, you can't be serious. I need answers.
Of course I'm serious! I forbid it!
Are you done yelling now? All right. Now that you've calmed down, I'll tell you that I'm a grown-up, and you can't prevent me from going anywhere. And while we're at it, my mother taught me manners. And as far as I know, if it weren't for me, you'd still be locked up behind that fireplace. So maybe now's a good time to show a little gratitude.
It had been years since anyone argued with Harry, and for the first time in a long time, he felt that an interaction with another human being had been authentic. Perhaps not very enjoyable, but authentic nonetheless.
That fireplace can be opened from the inside, Miss Drayton.
Oh, well,
But even so, I owe you an apology. You've taken quite a risk without even knowing me, Miss Drayton. So, thank you.
all right. Apology accepted.
You're completely determined to go to those caves, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely.
You're right. I can't stop you from going to Virginia. But how do you plan to get there from Arkham?
Well, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. I don't think there's a regular bus service, is there?
No, there is not. So here's my proposal. I'll go to Virginia with you. I'll take care of all the expenses, don't worry. If there's one thing I have plenty of, it's money. All I ask in return is that you please follow my instructions while we're there. And be very careful. We'll look for whatever it is you want to find there, and then we'll leave. Agreed, Miss Drayton?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Professor. And don't worry. I promise I won't get in any trouble.
Harry couldn't help but doubt that Evie would keep her promise. But even so, he immediately liked that sharp-tongued and stubborn girl. Which made sense. Harry had been a good friend of Evie's father, after all.